Good evening, Kapil. Good evening, Aarti, Venkat. Good evening, everyone. So, let's start today's session. In last class, I was just explaining you about the process, how this budget is being passed in the parliament, right? How the budget is being passed in the parliament. I was explaining you about this thing, and I told you in the budget process what we do under article 114 appropriation bill is presented in parliament, right? And this basically this appropriation bill have demand for grants, and other part is finance bill. So demand for grants is basically for expenditure, and finance bill is for receipts. And I was explaining you how the demand for grants is presented in the parliament, and I told you it is presented only in Lok Sabha, right? Only in Lok Sabha, and like all bill in the House, this bill also have three readings. First reading, where you just present the bill. Second reading, discussion, and clause by clause voting, and then third reading, and this is about voting on complete bill, right? Voting on complete bill. And reading during the second reading, when the discussion is going on, especially on the demand for grants, now opposition have an opportunity to present cut motions. Cut motions, one is token cut, then it was economic cut, and policy cut, right? And one more thing I told you regarding token cut: expense minus 1 rupee, expense minus some amount, policy cut, expense minus policy cut equal to 1 rupees, right? This is what I told you. Then I also told you two terms, that is what? Kangaroo closer and other was what? Other was Gulaton. So kangaroo closure and Gulaton are applicable for any bill. It doesn't matter it is what? It is demand for grants bill or finance bill. That is for any bill in the parliament. Whereas this token cut, policy cut and economy cut, they are only for what? They are only for the demand for grants, right? Okay, this thing we have already done in the last class. Now moving forward, as as I told you, once the expenditure is being passed, means demand for grants is being passed from the parliament, then it will be considered as a passed, right? However, for finance bill, there is a process. Just first try to understand what is the process for the finance bill. Finance bill, it contains what? It contains receipts part. It contains receipts part, and in the receipts basically it is focused where? In the receipts part it is basically focused on taxes, duties, right? Fee, borrowings, right? So finance bill, once it will be passed, it will be known as Finance Act. Once the bill will be passed, it will become Finance Act, right? Finance Act, for example, Finance Act 2022. Finance Act 2022 means what? It is going to be applicable for financial year 2022 to 2023. Right? 2022 to 2023. Now, one important thing I just want to clarify to you here is, for example, in budget speech, finance minister said that 30% tax on crypto. 30% tax on cryptocurrencies, right? 30% tax on cryptocurrencies. She announced, okay? She announced, and that 30% tax is going to be part of finance bill. Be very attentive on what I am explaining right now. So suppose that 30% tax is proposed by what? 30% proposed by finance minister on the cryptocurrencies transaction, right? So if you are going to get any benefit in the cryptos, then you have to pay 30% tax to the government of India. This is the proposal in the budget speech, right? Now, what maybe happen? What maybe happen if many people, means all industry holder or some people, they are going to request to the government ki it's too harsh and it is going to be the negative impact India as a destination of investment, whatever they are going to say. So maybe government can change this amount to 20% or 10%, whatever, in the bill, in the speech that is under article 112, that is article under 112, that is annual financial statement, what we known as budget speech, right? So statement, during the statement, she told parliament ki we are going to put 30% tax on crypto profit, right? She told this thing in the parliament. However, if some people are going to convey her or government agree ki okay 30% is too much, then maybe they can reduce the tax from 30%, 20%, whatever they want. Even if they want, they can increase to 40%. That is up to them. So what exactly going to be in the finance bill, that will be matter, right? So what exactly in the finance bill, that will be matter. Suppose that government defied all of the pressure pressurized by all crypto exchanges and each and every one. They have pressurized, but government said that no, it will be remain 30%, whatever you want to do, but we will charge 30% tax. No matter, right? And in the bill, they have mentioned 30%. And that bill is passed by the parliament and it become Finance Act. Okay. So once the bill will be passed, it will become a Finance Act, right? And Finance Act will be applicable for financial year 2022 to 2023. Okay. Then in this financial year, once it will be passed and it will become an act. Now listen very carefully. Once the bill will be passed, finance will be passed, and under the finance bill, it is mentioned that crypto will be charged 30% tax, and it become act. And once it become act, now you cannot change it. You cannot change the tax rate. In a financial year, you cannot change the tax rate in the given financial year because no amendment is allowed in the Finance Act as per constitution do not allow to change the Finance Act. You cannot change the Finance Act, and Finance Act will be passed every year. For example, this year Finance Act will be passed 2022, next year for financial year 23-24. Next year, what will be the financial year? Next year, the financial year will be 2023-24. So, Finance Act 2023 will be passed. So, what is the important take here is once you will mention something in the Finance Act for a particular financial year, you cannot change it for that particular financial year. Next year, government can change, but for that particular financial year, you cannot change. Got this point? So this is why Finance Act is very important. Some people say that sir, in GST, many times rate will be changed. Particular good was earlier charged under the 12%, now they are charged under 18%. So GST is a separate thing, right? Now the GST is governed by the GST Council. It is not governed by the Finance Act. It is not governed by the Finance Act. It is governed through the GST Council, and there is a separate procedure for the GST tax. However, apart from the GST, all taxes will get mentioned. Their rate is going to be properly mentioned in the finance bill, and whatever the rate is being decided under the Finance Act for particular year, that is going to be remain same for that particular financial year. Government cannot change it once it will be passed. Clear? This point is clear? 30% tax on all digital assets income except digital currency going to be introduced by the RBI. Arif Khan, you are right, but statement is not complete. 30% tax on all digital assets income except digital currencies going to be introduced by the RBI. Okay, fine. So if this important fact regarding the Finance Act is clear, now I just want to let you know how the finance bill is being presented and is being passed. Like demand for grants, finance bill will also first presented in Lok Sabha. It is going to be first presented in Lok Sabha. Okay, Arif, good. So it is first presented in Lok Sabha and it also going for 3 readings. 3 readings what? 3 readings. First reading, second reading, and third reading. These readings are applicable for all bills in the parliament. Any bill must have to go with this process. Right? So finance bill also will go for first introduction, then its discussion, clause by clause voting, right? Clause by clause voting, and here cut motion. Here cut motion is not required because cut motions are basically for what? Expenditures, right? It is for only expenditure. So during the second reading, when the discussion is going on, discussion will be there, right? But there will be no need for cut motion, because it is only for what? It is only for demand for grants. Okay. So second reading, third reading. So as you know that in Lok Sabha, government is in majority. Government is in majority. So anyhow, whatever the protest is being made by opposition, if that protest or any heated debate is going to be an issue, it is going to be the issue, and it is going to be highlighted by media and intellectuals through newspaper, electronic media. It is being highlighted by the opposition, and public also feel that it is not good. Public also feel that it is not good, then maybe during the debate there is a chance to roll it back. There is a chance to roll it back. So what, 30% on all digital assets except central bank cryptocurrency, central bank's currency, digital currency, that is going to be discussed. That is going to be discussed because it is one of the booming sector in India, and a lot of people have direct interest or indirect interest in that, right? So maybe those people who are dealing in this digital currencies market in India, that is cryptocurrencies market in India, they may be lobby very hard in the parliament during the debate, right? So maybe there is a possibility, maybe government going for some moderate changes, and if government feel that no, it is not required, then maybe what, government is not going to change, but definitely it is going to be the issue and counter issue during the debate. How government is going to know that cryptos, like, they are not traceable? Cryptos transactions are not traceable. Cryptos transactions are not traceable, but to deal in the crypto, you must have an account. And to have an account, you have to register yourself. And for that, KYC is mandatory. Right. So government is not going to ask you directly. Right. Government is not going to ask you directly as a crypto investor. Government is going to take the color of those people who are dealing in the cryptocurrencies. Right. Those exchanges, right? So they will find them first, and from them they are going to what, they are going to have those people who are dealing in the cryptos. So see, when you have applied the tax, you are not looking the brighter side. Earlier there was a question, before the budget there was a question, crypto is legal or illegal, right? There is a debate in India, it is legalized or not legalized, it will be legalized or not legalized. Lot of things was in discussion. But once government said that what, once government said that 30% tax is applicable, now crypto is legal, crypto is automatically get the legal status. Okay. So crypto get the legal status. So this debate is over. But at the same time, government also did what? To discourage the people, government has put the tax of 30%. So the reason behind to put the tax of 30% is what? The simple reason, government don't want people to be encouraged to invest in cryptos because it is highly volatile, number one. Number two, because of too much secrecy and you are not able to trace many things, right? So that is why it is also having the huge risk. So that is why government want to discourage it, and then that is why government has put this high amount of taxation. Yes, Arif, very good. Obviously there are two ways to stop people doing that thing. Once you can make the law and prohibit it, right? You can prohibit it, but maybe people will still do that thing. Another way is what, another way is, if you want to people, means do not do that thing, put a lot of taxes and charges on it, So people automatically will get discouraged. One is the prohibition, another is what? To discourage. So this is the discouraging kind of the thing. Right? Government don't want people will invest their money in the cryptos. That's why they have put the higher tax, 30%. That is too much. But still, government don't want people will invest in the cryptos. Okay, now see. So finance bill is being presented in the parliament, that is Lok Sabha first. First reading, second reading, third reading is over, and bill is passed. Bill is passed from Lok Sabha. And when the bill will pass from one house, it will supposed to go with where? Rajya Sabha. Right? It will go to the Rajya Sabha. It's a normal procedure. But it's a finance bill. Not Facebook, finance bill. So it's a finance bill. So finance bill have some special thing. So once Lok Sabha is going to pass this, listen very carefully from here. Once the Lok Sabha will pass this finance bill, Speaker of Lok Sabha will certify it as a money bill. So this was the finance bill, right? This was the finance bill, and it is passed by the Lok Sabha. Then Speaker of Lok Sabha will mention it. It is a MB, right? It is MB means not megabyte. It is money bill. So Speaker will certify it through his signature, and then it will go to where? Rajya Sabha. Right? Good evening, Verb. So it will be certified as a money bill. So why it is very important to certify the money bill? Now, and what is the money bill? Now, if to understand why it is being certified as a money bill, we first know what is the money bill. And in brief, I'm going to tell you because it's little bit more polity part, not political, polity part and constitutional part. So I'm just going to give you some brief. Right. So first of all, money bill is mentioned in Article 110, right? One of the favorite question where the GK is being asked. Finance, I'm not talking about the finance related GK, where the in general GK is being asked or GS being asked. It is the one of the favorite question where Article 110 tells about money bill, or money bill is mentioned in which article? It is mentioned in Article 110, 110 article. Right. Now, what is the main thing about the money bill? A striking feature. It can be introduced in Lok Sabha only first. You have to introduce in Lok Sabha. And the most important feature is once money bill is passed from Lok Sabha. Once the money bill is being passed from the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha must pass this bill within 14 days. Otherwise, it will be deemed passed from Parliament. It will be deemed as passed from the Parliament. So if money bill is being passed by the Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha send it today is, for example, today is 3rd Feb. So on 3rd Feb, bill is passed, and in the evening, Lok Sabha Speaker has certified and he sent that bill to Rajya Sabha. Which bill? Money bill. So money bill is being passed by the Lok Sabha and it is sent to the Rajya Sabha on 3rd of the Feb. So from 3rd of the Feb, 3rd Feb, here from 3rd Feb you have till then 17th Feb. So you can have this bill for only 14 days. Within 14 days, you have to pass it. Otherwise, automatically it will be deemed passed. One scenario. Other scenario, suppose that you have received the bill, but you are keeping this bill, right? And it is not being passed by the Rajya Sabha, and it is 14 day. Then automatically on 18th February, it will be considered as a pass from Rajya Sabha, right? First scenario is what? You can pass it within 17 days. Sorry, 14 days. Within 14 days, you can pass it. It is passed. But if you have not passed and it is under discussion, 14 days are over, it will be considered as a pass. Right? Third scenario. In third scenario, you have discussed that bill and you are disagree with certain provisions. You are disagree with the certain provisions and you have returned that bill to Lok Sabha. You are disagree with the certain provisions, and because of your disagreement you have sent back that bill to Lok Sabha for a particular time on the particular, or suppose that on 10th Feb on 10th Feb Rajya Sabha has returned that bill to Lok Sabha and said that we don't agree with these provisions, right? Lok Sabha said okay, fine, no issues. Now Lok Sabha have two options. Either they can do what? They can say that okay, we are making changes, right? Or Lok Sabha, no need to do anything. Just have that bill till then 17th of February. If Lok Sabha is going to hold that bill for 17th till then 17th of February, automatically on 18th of February it is going to be passed. It is going to be passed, right? So for Rajya Sabha, you can see that how power Rajya Sabha have in the case of finance bill. In the demand for grants, they do not even, it will not come to the Rajya Sabha. Now when I am talking about the finance bill for Rajya Sabha is something like that parents have get the invitation of their daughter or son's marriage because they are doing the love marriage and they get the invitation. They do not have any choice but to join it. Right? They do not have any choice to join it, otherwise they can refuse it. But anyways, whatever you want to do, either join it or you can refuse it. Marriage is going to be happen on that particular day. So it's a kind of love marriage invitation for the Rajya Sabha, right? They must have to, means you just given you the formality. You can give your some opinion, you can give some advices, but ultimately what Lok Sabha believe that is going to prevail, right? So this will happen in the case of finance bill, right? So finance bill again in the demand for grants, even they do not have any voice in the demand for grants. In finance bill they have a voice, but that voice is depends upon whom? Depends upon Lok Sabha, whether they are going to listen that voice or not. In the most of the cases, Rajya Sabha also know that. Rajya Sabha also know that what? Rajya Sabha also know that they can't do anything. So it's not being what? Just pass it. Right? Just pass it. So this is why what happened in the case of finance bill also. So now both demand for grants and finance bill is passed from parliament, and so once it is passed from the parliament it will go to whom? Mahamahim, the president, right? It will go to, sir, if they say no, if they will say no, right, then what? If they will say no, then they have two things. Either after saying no, keep that bill in the Rajya Sabha. I said no to this thing, so I am going to keep this thing in the Rajya Sabha, or I will return it to whom? I will return it to Lok Sabha, right? So in any case, what Lok Sabha is just waiting for what? 14th day. Once the 14th day will be over, it is automatically passed. Right. So if you are going to say no, it's not going to be what? Make any change. Finally, it is going to be passed. Right. That's why I given this example, the classic social situation. The classic social situation when the parents will get the invitation card of marriage of their daughter or son to attend that marriage event, right? And they said कि see क्या जमाना आ गया है, right? So you have to change with the zamana, means with the social things. Otherwise, you will be left, right? So this is the same situation for Rajya Sabha. Got it? Clear this point? See, okay, this is out of topic. Out of topic, will not take too much time. See, in your life, you are going to face lot of such kind of the situation. You will feel helpless. You can't do anything, right? You can't do anything. So, two things. Two things I just want to let you know. If you are going to face such kind of the situation, right? And that situation is at that point of time beyond your control. At that point of time, it is beyond your control. Fine. Then just hold it and do it. But keep that thing in your mind, and whenever you will get your chance, then hit very hard, right? So because other person have this time and he was doing with you, so just do that thing and wait for your turn and then hit very hard. Don't left them. No need for mercy, right? Don't let them go. Hit them very hard, right? So it's maybe some people feel that ki I am the revenge kind of the person. Whatever you will feel, that's fine. You did with me and I allowed you to do whatever you want. So you did whatever you want at that point of time. Now it is my time. Now I will do what I want. So you cannot judge me I'm right or wrong, because I didn't judge you at that point of time. You was right or wrong. So you do not have any moral authority to judge me whether I am right or wrong. And I will do what I will want. One thing. Second thing, sometimes situation will be like that. You can't do at that point of time. And even in the future, you can't do anything. In that situation, enjoy. Don't feel what? Don't feel get regret or why I'm in this situation, why this thing is happening with me. No need. Just go with that process, right? If you will feel have a tension or something like that, it is going to be very problematic for you, right? So just giving you one example, in 2011, I was appearing in the civil services exam, and I saw the GS paper. So I just opened the front page. And for entire front page, means the first question, for whole page, it is like that. The entire page was having the question. Means options were not there. In the very first page, the question, they are writing the question. I read the entire page. I found that where is the option? So option was on second page, right? So after reading the first question, I lost. What is this question? So I started reading the second question. After reading 10 questions, I was not able to find from which area they are asking. They are asking geography, they are asking history, what they are asking. I'm not able to get it. So for first 10 question, this thing happened. So I thought that today is my bad day. So I just flip the paper and I started from the question number 100. Right? So I went for the 100th question. I started reading the 100th question. Again, I was lost. Means same thing happened. For the first 10 question and the last 10 questions, same thing happened. Then I opened from the middle. Let's try from the middle. Again, same thing. So I thought that this paper is not going, means I'm not going to clear this year. Definitely prelims is going to be very bad. So I just took my head in this way, and I saw that in the classroom, all aspirants, somebody is lying this way, somebody is lying this way, everybody is lying in the different way. So there I thought that it is not just me who is going to fail, everyone is going to fail. So let's focus on the question paper and try to find any question you can attempt. Right? So this is the situation not only for me, this is the situation for everyone. Then I went for means for a drink, means drinking water. So I just gulp the water and come back and started focusing again. And I think I have attempted around 40 questions. I just attempted 40 questions, and I cleared the prelims this year. I cleared the mains that year, but I was failed in the interview. Right. So these things happen in the examination hall. Sometimes situations are completely against you, right? But if you will maintain the composure, right? Why? I saw that now everyone is what having the same feeling, right? So sometimes if you feel that no, I am only facing this situation, it's untrue, right? It's not true. You are only facing the situation. Most of the people are facing the situation. It is very important to be composed in that difficult time. If you are being composed, then you will go through. Maybe some people will take small amount of time and some people will take large amount of time, but you will go through. Those people who work very hard, they will get success. That is fact. And this is what I am telling you, what I have experienced as a student, what I have experienced as a teacher. And uh, teaching span is from 2013-14 onwards. I have started teaching, and this long years of teaching, I have seen that those students who are hardworking, maybe sometimes luck is not going to give you the favor, but ultimately you are going to pass the exam. I have seen this thing, so I will also tell you the same thing. No need to worry about this thing. Fine. Now come back to this point. So in the Rajya Sabha, finance bill is going to be what? Finance is bill going to be only for 14 days, and either you have to pass it or you can hold it. It doesn't matter. After 14 days, it will be passed, and then both will be sent to the president for his assent. And I told you that these bills are being presented to the president because these bills were presented in the parliament with his consent. So he has given his consent, only then these bills are presented. Then president have no choice but to give his signature, right? And then appropriation bill is going to become a appropriation act, right? An appropriation act for 2022. So same thing which is applied on the finance act. Finance act, it is also applied on appropriation bill. Appropriation bill, right? Means once it will be passed, no amendment is allowed. No amendment is allowed. It is useless to ask before the Lok Sabha. See, in democracy, we are a democracy, right? So at least, see, when the Supreme Court announced the judgment, sometimes you can see the newspaper, the judgment was given into 4:1. Five judges were there, and the judgment was pronounced with 4:1. For example, in Ayodhya case, 4:1, or all of the majority, or even sometimes 2:3. So three judges are agreed with this thing, and two judges. So even court court with the majority feels yes for particular thing. I'm just giving you an example. Court feel that with 4:1 majority or 2:3 majority, court feel that yes, it should be done. Right? Yes, it should be done. But when the judgment is written, not only majority part but also the minority part is the part of the judgment, is a part of the judgment. So in democracy, it's not always to force people, right? You should allow the people to give their voices. So this is the purpose why it is sent to the Rajya Sabha, right? It is sent to the Rajya Sabha so that at least Rajya Sabha can give his opinion. Maybe a particular opinion government at that point of time feel that, yes, it is important and government can change. So that is the reason why they will send the finance bill. But whereas in the case of demand for grants, whereas in the case of demand for grants, because money is going to be spent, right? And the political parties during their election campaign, they are more focusing on what? Tell me which political party is focusing on the receipts part during the election campaign. Everybody is saying that we will waive off your we will waive off your loan, we will do this expenditure, we will do that expenditure. Is any political party in India right now saying that we will rationalize the income tax act and we will put the rich farmers in the tax net? Do anyone have this guts? Do anyone have this guts to say that this thing we are going to tax the rich farmers who are very rich and they do not run? Because agriculture in India is not under the income tax. In India, agriculture agriculture do not come under the income tax. Agriculture taxation is a state subject. Only states can apply the tax on agriculture, and no state have this guts. So nobody is talking about what amount of the tax. Nobody is discussing about what, about the loan on the state government or loan on the government of India, how we are going to rationalize our debt with the Reserve Bank of India. Is anybody is talking about this thing? No. So this is the reason. Okay, fine. Now, one important thing which I want to discuss here is another thing is, see, now from here, please pay your attention, right? I need your attention because now this thing is little bit technical in the nature. It is more technical in the nature. What we have did till then right now, it is little bit more technical in the nature. This year on 1st Feb, Finance Minister presented the budget for financial year 2022-2023. Okay. On this date, she presented the budget. What is the date? 1st Feb. Budget was presented 1st Feb 2022, and this is for financial year 2022-2023. Similarly, last year she also presented the budget on 1st February 2021, and that was for financial year 2021-22. Okay. And similarly, she has presented the budget on 1st Feb 2020 for financial year 2020-21. Okay. So when our finance minister was presenting the budget on 1st of February, pay attention please. On 1st of February 2021, when she was presenting the budget, which financial year was going on? Financial year 2021-22 is going on, and financial year 2020-21 is over. Okay. So What is the point when budget is presented? When budget is presented, it tells about what we are going to spend in upcoming financial year. Upcoming financial year. But what about that financial year which is going on? This financial year is going on, right? This financial year right now going on. 2021-2022 financial year is not over at yet. Is not over yet, right? So if not over at yet, suppose that for demand for grants A, when government has presented the budget, focus here, when government has presented the budget last year on 1st of February 2021, they sorry, they said that we will spend 5000 crores 5000 crores on A. Last year, when they have presented the budget on 1st of February, they said that we are going to spend 5000 crore on A. And they got approval. And government started spending this amount for financial year 2021-2022. Right. And you know that a financial year can be further divided into 4 quarters. First, second, third, and fourth. So it will start from April, May, June. This is comprised of July, August, September, and this is comprised of October, November, December, and this is comprised of Jan, Feb, and March. Okay. So how much government has announced? 5000 crore for this financial year. Right. 5000 crore this financial year. So when government is presenting the budget, on this date, only 3 quarters, of this financial year is over. So you have decided we will spend 5000 crore, right? You have decided we will spend 5000 crore, but for this financial year, thus only 3 quarters data is available. And when you saw that data, you found that you have already spent 6000 crores. You already spent 6000 crores, and there is a possibility of spending another 2000 crores for that expenditure. Case number one. Case number one is what you have decided. I will spend 5000 crore for this financial year, but when you saw the data, you already spent 6000 crores, right? You have spent 6000 crore and you also need another 2000 crore for this. Means you have decided to spend how much? 5000 crore, but actually you are going to spend how much? 8000 crores. So you must have to go to the parliament and ask parliament to provide exceptional grant. Provide exceptional grant of 3000 crores for A of financial year 2021-2022. Okay. Now what I want to tell you is, I just want to explain you what is my objective for this calculation is. I want to let you know what is exceptional grant. What is exceptional grant? Which is the part of budget, right? Exceptional grant is for the money which is already spent. So in this case, what happened? You asked for 5,000 crore, and till then third quarter you already spent 6,000 crore. So you will say that we already spent 6,000 crore and we need more 2,000 crore. So please provide us exceptional grant of 3,000 crore so that we can fulfill this expenditure properly. What is exceptional grant is clear. What is exceptional grant is clear. Now, another case is what? You have said that you want to spend how much? You want to spend 5,000 crore. You want to spend 5,000 crore, and when you have seen your account books, you found that you have spent 4,000 crores. In first case, you found that you have spent 6,000 crore and you need another 4,000 crore. So that's why you went for exceptional grant. You asked exceptional grant and you got the exceptional grant of 3,000 crore because your target was to spend how much? Spend 8,000 crore. Right? So you asked for exceptional grant. Right? The second case is when you saw the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. In these 3 quarters, you have spent how much? You have spent 4,000 crores. But you still feel that how much? You feel that in the fourth quarter we need spend 4,000 crore because our target is what? Our target is to spend 8,000 crores. So what amount was allocated? 5,000 crore. In 3 quarters, how much you have spent? 4,000 crore. But you feel that 5,000 crore is not sufficient. We need actually how much? 8,000 crore. Right? In the first case, the situation was same. In the first case, when you went for the exceptional grant, situation was same. But in the first case, you already spent extra money. 1,000 crore was already spent extra. And you want to spend 2,000 crore more in the first case. So you have asked for the exceptional grant of 3,000 crores. Here the situation is what? In the second case, situation is you have spent 4,000 crores in the first 3 quarters, but again in the fourth quarter you want to spend another 4,000 crores. Right? That means the total expenditure on A is supposed to be what? Supposed to be 8,000 crore, but you have asked only 5,000 crore. So this time, rather than exceptional grant is being asked only when you have already spent that money, right? But here you are going to demand more money for that scheme or that expenditure which you have targeted. You want more money for it, then you will ask for supplementary grants. Supplementary grants. Oh, sorry, not supplementary grant. Here the word is excess grants. Will this exceptional grant will be used for fourth quarter? Obviously, because 3 quarters are already over. 3 quarters are already over, the fourth quarter is still left and you want to spend that money, so you can go for the fourth quarter. Okay, so do you got the clarity what is the difference between exceptional grant and excess grant? Have you got this clarity what is the difference between exceptional grant and excess grant? You will ask for excess grant when money is being under what? You are spending that money but you need more money to spend, then you will ask for excess grant. But when you have already spent that money and you want to approve it, then you will go for what? Then you will go for exceptional grant. So is it clear? The difference between exceptional grant and excess grant is clear? Okay, fine. Now, third is supplementary grants. Supplementary grants. What is supplementary grant? You ask for A. You ask money for A, that is 5,000 crore, and now you feel that apart from A, we must have to spend the money on X also. Right? The X services, or X is a kind of what? X is a kind of new area where government want to spend. Means, for example, when the budget was presented, for this financial year, 1st February 2021, when government has presented the budget for this financial year 2021, they have mentioned expenditure from A to Z. A to Z, but there was no mention for X. Now government feel that we want to spend that money for this particular thing also, right? So whenever you want to spend money for new thing which is not mentioned in demand for grants, when you want to spend money which is not mentioned in demand for grants but still you want to spend that money on that particular services, then you will ask for what? Supplementary grants. Another example, in demand for grants we have mentioned 52 entries. Now you want to add one more entry, and for that you need a fund, and for that fund you will ask for supplementary grants. Clear? So three things I told you: supplementary grants, excess grants, and another was exceptional grants. Coming to vote on credit. Vote on credit is next. These things are clear. These three things are clear. Okay. Hello Priya, you have any question? If you have any question, you can write your question. I'll answer your question. Okay. So these three things are clear. Now, for example, there is going to be the financial year 2024-2025. Like every year, the financial year. So government is going to present the budget on 1st Feb 2024. On 1st Feb 2024, government will present the budget for financial year 2024-25. Okay, but the validity of government, suppose that is of 30th May. 30th May. Government was formed in 2019 and its its tenure is going to be over in 2024 and its tenure is going to be over on 30th of May 2024. Okay. So this is the election year. And in the election year government have the validity till then 30th of May. Right? What it means that you actually do not have an moral authority to present the budget for entire financial year. Why? Because the existing government have the validity only for 30th of May, right? Or another example, 30th of October or 30th of September. So government have the validity either of 30th of May or even if have the validity till then 30th of September, they cannot present the budget for full financial year. They can present the budget till then they have the tenure, number one. So if they have tenure, for example, taking this example, if they have tenure till then 30th of May, so they can present the budget for April, May, June, July, August. You will ask me, sir, why you have included June, July, and August if the government have the validity only till then May 30th, right? Why you have included this year? I have included this year because this months. I have included these months because when the new government will form, new government needs some time. New government needs some time to prepare and pass the budget. So that is why you are going to present the budget for this 5 months. And when this budget will be presented, it is known as interim budget. It is interim budget. This point is clear. What is interim budget? Acha, Worth is asking ki sir, difference between exceptional grant and excess grant is not clear. Okay, I'll tell you in the very simplest way. You ask your dad ki I want to go to on trip to Shirdi Sai Baba and that is why I need some money. Okay, so dad has given their debit card to you. Dad has given the debit card to you and what happened? You went to the Shirdi and in the Shirdi what you was expecting the expenditure will be of 5,000, right? Expenditure will be of 5,000, okay, but because the spending was in small amount, so actually you have spent 6,000 rupees, right? 6,000 rupees, not crores, 6,000 rupees. So you told your dad ki I need 5,000 rupees, so he has given you the debit card and you have spent 6,000 rupees actually. Then you have informed your dad ki dad actually I was expecting 5,000 but it was 6,000 spent, right? So you just informed ki I have spent 6,000. So you are informing ki I have spent 6,000. So please mention it. So government similarly government is going to mention ki we have expected 5,000 crores but we have spent 6,000 crores. Then what we will do? We will go for this exceptional grant, right? Exceptional grant. Whereas while completing the trip of Shirdi, you thought that ki from Shirdi, I can also go to Goa. So now you are asking to your parents, ki please allow me to withdraw some money for Goa trip, right? So you have started from your home for the Shirdi trip, right? So Shirdi trip is completed, and Goa trip was not in the plan. Goa trip was not in the plan, but you want the money for the Goa trip. So that is completely new demand. So when you need a money for completely new demand, then you will go for what? Excess grant. Clear? Are Khan Saab, have a patience. I will clarify. I will clarify. First, you understood the interim budget or not? You understood what is interim budget or not? The term interim budget is clear. When the interim budget will present? Interim budget will be presented in the year of election. Number one. So government has presented the budget for this time, for this amount of time. Now from 1st September to 31st March. Same process will be done in the parliament. For remaining financial year, new government will come and they will present the budget for remaining financial year, and it will be also known as interim budget. It will be also known as interim budget. Fine. So in the year of election, only interim budget is presented. Okay. Interim budget is presented. So I hope the clarity regarding interim budget is okay. Now what is clear? Goa trip is going to clear each and everyone's doubt. Now two terms you have to understand. One is vote on account and another is vote on credit. What is vote on account and what is vote on credit? See, when I explained you these three terms, supplementary grants, excess grant and exceptional grant. I explained you these three terms, and while explaining these three terms, I told you government every time they have this thing, right? 5,000 crore, but we want to spend 8,000 crore, right? So in the first two cases, government is already means government have the clarity ki 5,000 crores I want to spend, but later on they feel that 8,000 crore is required, right? But sometimes what happened, government do not have a clarity. Government do not have a clarity how much money exactly is required. Government don't know how much exact amount of money is required. For example, some disaster came, or some war-like situation is there, or some kind of expenditure where you don't know how much money may be spent. Then you will ask Parliament to allow us to spend or withdraw money from consolidated fund, right? Just allow us to withdraw money from consolidated fund, because actually we also don't know how much money is required to spend that particular expenditure. So just allow us, we will spend the money, and once the money will already spent, first what you will do, first you will present vote on credit, and you will say that we want to spend some money on particular thing, and we don't know how much exact money is required, right? And for that you will ask for vote on credit. So if I will say what is vote on credit, so I will say that, take example of Goa, right? Take an example of Goa. I want to go Goa, right? But I don't know exactly how much amount of money I need to complete my Goa trip. Okay, so dad, just give me your credit card or debit card, right? or both? Just give me. I will complete my trip. Then I'll let you know how much money have I have spent. So when you don't know exactly how much amount of money is required, right? But you have a task. I have a task to go to Goa, and I exactly don't know how much money is going to spend on the Goa trip. So that's why I am just asking, ki just give me the authority to spend the money, and once the money will be completely spent, I will let you know through what? I will let you know through this one, which I have explained here. Which one? The excess grant, right? So vote on credit. Vote on credit is what? Vote on credit is a kind of blank check. Vote on credit is a kind of what? Blank check. Means I'll pray God कि God will give such kind of the parents to everyone who can give a vote on credit for Goa trip. Vote on credit for Goa trip. Okay, so vote on credit is clear. Vote on credit simply what it means that government want to spend some money on particular thing, but even government is not very clear ki how much amount of money is required. So government simply will go for vote on credit ki just give us vote on credit. We will later on let you know how much money is spent and we will present you the excess grant. Clear? This excess grant is clear. Means vote on credit. When we will discuss about the Goa trip, everybody is clear. So okay, fine. So vote on credit I will take in next class. And in next class, one more announcement. these free sessions, these free sessions will be continued till then budget. Once the budget part will be over, we will come back to only on our app. Okay, as we have discussed in this one uh, Telegram chat. So from the next means after the budget session, we will come only in the app, not in the YouTube free session for all. Okay, so I will discuss this vote on account in next class, and I will also start discussing about this year's budget in the next class onwards. Okay. Vote on credit will be under demand for grants. When you are presenting your demand for grants, at that time you can present the vote on credit also. So for example, for 52, I am presenting the vote on for entry number 1 to 52. For entry number 1 to 52, I am presenting demand for grants. But in this 1 to 52, there is one entry, that is entry number 47. For that, government is not clear what amount of money is required. Government is not clear what amount of money is required. So for entry number 47, government will ask for vote on credit. आप सभी को धन्यवाद. Thank you all of you. So let's wind up today's session. We will start from here tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. I hope Aarti this explanation is clear. Okay. Okay. Bye bye everyone.